Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Project Ozone 3, Kappa mode. How are you guys doing today? How's life? So today is the day. We are going to settle our singularity issue once and for all. I thought since we are going to work on a new mob farm, I would turn the old ones off so that we will not have any lag and we can work easier. I turned off the one in the overworld, then I came to the end, and I saw this. I have absolutely no idea what happened over here. Everything is identical. Everybody else is dead. Except these guys. Well, I found the imposter. Everything was in the same Y level. Why would they live? I don't know. Alright guys, we're going to have 11 spawning platforms for the 11 blocks which do not have EMC. Each platform is in one chunk. Exactly in one chunk. You might also notice that there is a one chunk gap between each of the platforms, and the reason for that is, I noticed that if you have them next to each other like this, the one in the center is going to spawn the least amount of mobs. And if you go large scale, the one in the center is basically garbage. So I have no idea why the game is behaving like that, but we're going to respect that. So we're going to have one chunk gap. I'm also going to try and explain as best as I can every single reason behind every single decision that we're going to make. You might also notice we're going to use Draconic evolution portals. And the reason for that is very simple. A mob duplicator will stop spawning mobs whenever you have 30 mobs within its working area. So the faster we remove the mobs, the faster it will work. In the overworld, we're using fans. Over here, we're going to use Draconic evolution portals. I also installed 44 spawners for the 11 blocks that we need to animate. That's 4 spawners per each block. You might suspect that since the working area of mob duplicators overlap, 2 of them should be enough. Unfortunately, no, I tried and it seems 4 is the lucky number. But now that we have the spawners, we need the blocks. And the old blocks are no longer useful. The last time that I used Draconic evolution portals and had a killing chamber, my main problem was I could not kill the mobs fast enough. And some of you guys came up with a brilliant idea, wooden spikes, which will reduce health to half a heart but doesn't kill. The range on this stupid magnet is crazy. Basically what this means is that if we have a block on top of a spike and we animate him, he will only have half a heart. So getting rid of them is going to be incredibly easy. So I'm very thankful for this solution. And if we try to spawn this guy, all of them will have half a heart. And just as a very small fact, did you know that if you rename your mob imprisonment tools and then you capture the mob, the name is gone. I just wanted to see out of curiosity how fast is it going to spawn mobs. Because I think if they have less health, they will spawn faster. Now the question is, can we kill them fast enough and do they cause any problems? So I do have a small killing chamber over here with diamond spikes, and they will kill them, hopefully. And since we're just going to test if it works, we're going to have a trash can over here so that we can void everything. And we're going to test it using 3 spawners, Steel Leaf, Awakened Draconium, and Night Metal. So if we give them power, they should start spawning. Do we have problems? No. Of course, you should remember that with one set of spawners, you will never have problems. When you increase your production, that's where the problems start. We still do not have any problems. The only stupid problem that we have is that these guys are connected and I did not connect them. So with 3 blocks, we're still keeping up. Good. Everything seems to be in order. I have filled in all the mob imprisonment tools, so the spawners are functioning. We have quantum compressors with item collectors and filters. We have 2 trash cans in order to void the loot bags and the experience, and everything is chunk loaded. So the only thing that remains is that we have to give them power. The game is already lagging, and this is the 5th one. Well, despite the lag, we are keeping up. It's not bad. And this guy is the last one. So how are we doing now? It's actually incredibly loud, but we have almost 200 entities in that killing chamber at any given time. But none of this is important. The important thing is, how fast are we making singularities? I let this guy run for a while and the result is going to be extremely shocking for you. How much do you think it's producing? 13 blocks per second for each of the singularities. So in terms of efficiency, is exactly the same as this one. Which, to be honest with you, it's incredibly disappointing because I was expecting much more. So unfortunately, we have to have 2 mob farms. You know, this original mob farm was also in a checkerboard pattern, so the spawning of mobs in neighboring chunks does not affect the other ones. Despite our mishap today in the end dimension, it's actually not all for nothing because I had to change the pattern of the mob duplicators so that we will get the maximum number of mobs like this one. So the only difference is we tried other solutions as well to see if it works any faster. Another very small point that I have to mention is that a lot of you guys are always suggesting that I have to use tick acceleration from Astral Sorcery. That's actually not a very practical solution because first off you should remember that tick acceleration is always a temporary solution until you fix the actual problem. And also if you increase the tick rate on the spawners, then you will get thousands of mobs and your game cannot handle that and we will lag. Because with the 2 mob farms that we already have, we're already stretching the game to its limits. Over here I was also trying to see if we use Mystical Agriculture will everything be faster. Yes, it is actually faster, so we will get the Singularities with twice the speed. But the problem is, it's incredibly laggy. Look. It's horrible. And this amount of lag that you see is only for 2 blocks. We needed 8. So I would say that we are already working at maximum speed and that is fine. Anyhow, we should start working on the quest because we would not be able to unlock Omega until we do every single quest. So we're going to start with Psi because there's not much left. We're going to require 8 enhancement crystals in order to make the chaos planks. And we have 8. And we're going to require 16 Asgard dandelions. We already have 1. We need 15 more, that's 12. We should not be wasteful. Just 1, 2, 3. Very good. So if I'm not wrong, we are not going to require Infinity Catalysts for anything else other than to make Chaos Catalysts. That's a very confusing sentence, I know. These 3 items that you see in my hotbar were also 3 different quests and they are now complete. So the only quest remaining on this page is the Creative Modifier from Tinkers. And unfortunately that is also a crafting component of the Chaos Plank, so we're going to need 8. So we're going to require Neutral Steel of the 7th degree. Again. Okay. You know, at first I thought I'm going to make 16 of them and then I realized this is life essence. So again, we're going to have a manual recipe. We have some neutral steel of the 7th degree and if I'm not wrong, this is the recipe. So the Psi quest line is done. Of course, we're going to need 7 more of this in order to make the Chaos Plank, but I will do that whenever we have the neutral steel of the 7th degree in sufficient quantities. So Draconic Evolution is already done, Upsilon is already done, Mechanism is also done, we come to Sigma. The most difficult thing to craft in this page would be the Dimension Builder, because I think, yes, it is going to require Ultimate Induction Cells and Ultimate Induction Provider, which we already have. Yes. Oh, we're missing you. Okay. Last episode when we needed 2000 time absorbers, some of you guys were asking me why did I not spawn the time absorber and spawn the steel casing. And this is the reason. We need this one. And upgrading it to something else is relatively easy because everything has EMC. In any case, our Dimension Builder, Machine Infuser, Dimension Inscriber, Matter Transmitter, and Receiver. And with the Phase Field Generator as well as the dialing device, this quest line is also done. Now we come to Applied Energistics, and the reason that most of them didn't count is that we never made the presses. Well, everything on this page had EMC, so it was very easy to finish. I also made a network tool, and let us see how much RF our ME controller is consuming. Only 3000 RF. That's it. That's nice. Oh, one of the quests is not complete because it is going to reward us with logic processors. Ooh. We can try etching them in acid. So now we get to Abyssal Craft. Ooh. Oh, we haven't finished this. Oh. Okay. Actually, I'm thinking maybe we should do quest busting another episode because the thing is, this is day 969 and I want to have a chaos plank before day 1000. Out of this crazy recipe that you see in front of you, the only problem that we have is you, obviously. It's actually these custom ingots that you see over here. So if we search the JEI for Content Tweaker, we would be able to see all the gears, all the plates, and all the ingots that we have to craft. 4 of them are going to be used in the Chaos Plank, and each one of them is made out of 9 different ingredients. So we are going to start making the purple one, and for that we are going to need the green one, which is... oh, that's easy. The only difference is if we want to use the quantum compressors, we're going to require the ultimate catalyst, which we can easily make. I'm extremely happy that I did not tear this guy down. Okay, we can actually use it. And that is incredibly fast. Oh, you need only 400. It's not that bad. Yeah, you say it's not that bad, but for the next one we're going to require Aurora blocks. Well, we have 7000 Aurora blocks in our dank null, and that is good. We're going to need 8 chaos planks. We're going to need 16 of this metal, so that basically means we're going to need 16 of you. And we have 19, okay. That's good. Next one on the list is going to require Empowered Restonia, which is again super easy to craft. For the first plate, we are going to require Book and Quill. They have weird recipes. This guy is going to require factory blocks. There used to be something called an auto chisel. So an auto chisel chisel stuff automatically. Very self-explanatory, I know. The thing is, factory blocks have EMC, but chiseled versions do not. So we're going to dupe the factory blocks, we're gonna make a few chisels, and they go in, and then we need to specify which type of chiseled block we're going to need. We're going to need this one. So you go here, and you should do that. Oh, it's very slow. Okay, at least it does one stack. I just realized this guy requires RF. If we provide it with RF, will you go any faster? Yeah, a bit. And unfortunately, I think you can only export it from the bottom. So do you work? No. How do we get it out? Oh, you are working. Okay. You just need some speed upgrades and we should be fine. The next one is going to require Hope Seed Sapling. Oh, we can get it from the market. So you go over here and you're going to give me Hope Seed. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I misplace it? And this guy has EMC, so we are fine. The other one is going to require item conduits. They have weird recipes. And this is the one which is going to cause us problems. Ender Spectre Coil. 400. And by the way, this is why we were collecting ectoplasm for a while. And we have 98,000. Very good. There is a mob. Somewhere. In you? We don't actually need this smeltery anymore because we had it for Mirion. And Mirion is no longer in the game. I thought using the hammer would be nice. It's not. Anyway, we are going to need 16 of this gear, so we're going to need 6,400 of the Spectre Coils. The question is, can we make it? No. Mana-infused string does have EMC, Mana-infused ingot has EMC, and obviously Ender Pearls have EMC. Okay, the only thing that we're missing right now is Lapis, and I just remembered that I have never used EMC for Lapis since we started the series. But obviously this is going to take a while, so we just let it run. The final gear that we're going to need for this metal is going to require Ender Pearls. And this is why you need more than one chisel. The last one broke. We're also not going to have a very fancy setup for the Spectre Coil itself, so we're just going to put it here, we're going to put an export bus, and we're going to export it inside this guy. I did not put a crafting card in the export bus because I already ordered like 3,000 of it, and as soon as it's ready, it will go inside. So that was one of the metals, and I would like to remind you that there is 3 more of them. So let us start with the second one. We are going to require Ludicrite. Then we are going to require Chance Cubes, and my chisel broke. Again. And then we're going to require Night Slime. For the first plate, we are going to need shiny plates of Tyrian. 13,000 of it. Okay, this is shiny plates, and you go in there. So we are making this one as well, but it is going to take some time. I used to think that Draconium ingot does not have a singularity. Unfortunately, it does. We're going to need 13,000 of it in order to make a plate. So again, we're going to have a temporary setup, and we're going to export Draconium inside. Are you not connected? Again, you don't have to be a rocket scientist, you have to export from the top. And now it works. We need a lot of Draconium in order to make neutral steel, but I think we have enough. We have 4.3 million in reserve, so we should be fine. And the last plate is going to require golden carrots. This second metal is actually really bad because in order to make the gears, we're going to require industrial machine chassis, then we're going to need creative essence, 13,000 of it, and then diorite. So as usual, the question is, can we place you down? No. So we cannot animate it. In order to make each one of these gears, we're going to require 13,000 of industrial machine chassis. So we need 16. Can we start with 10,000 or no? No. Obviously not. Okay, thankfully these guys have EMC, so we should be fine. Also, the simple machine chassis has EMC. So can you make me 10,000 now? Okay, yes. But you should remember that even if we make 10,000 of these guys, it's not even enough to make one gear. And at this speed, I would guess that I'm going to miss my deadline. Now comes the most crazy part. We're going to require creative essence. And this is the recipe in order to just make 1000 creative essence. We are kind of screwed. Hi, I just wanted to tell you that I had the shock of my life. So we are going to require 210,000 creative essence. And for those of you who don't remember, this is the recipe. In order to make 2 creative essence, you're going to need 4 insanium essence, and then you're going to need 4 crocs. It doesn't really matter which one, but you're going to need 4, and each of them is going to require 4 supremium essence. So if we just want to make 1 creative essence, we divide the recipe by 2. We're going to require 8 supremium essence and 2 insanium. For 200,000, that means we are going to need 1.6 million supremium essence. And we have 128,000. I have no idea what to do. I guess my question is, can we animate you? Yes, okay. Then I know what to do. For Insanium itself, I'm actually not worried because we almost have 240,000 blocks. And we can just unblock them. So obviously we're going to spawn these guys because crafting them is impossible. Well, the speed that we're getting it is not very good. You should remember that we're going to need 100,000 of them. And we have 300. Did I say 100,000? I actually meant 200,000. that was my mistake. But since everything is in the thousands, I'm allowed to make mistakes. Anyway, I went through the recipes to see if there are further things that I have to be worried about, and yes, there are. In order to make this gear, we're going to require tar, which we don't have, which comes from oil, which we don't have, or liquefacted coal. That is something that we can have, and it has a 75% chance, so it's not that bad. But the problem is we're going to need 7,000 of it. Okay. Whenever I say 7,000, 13,000 or 1,000, you should actually multiply that by 16. But the best surprise ever is this one, the purple gear, which is going to require Draconian Seeds, 1,000 each, and I have no idea how to get that. I don't think they actually want us to craft it because 16,000 Draconian seeds is just an insane amount of seeds. Okay, we need to try something. We're going to need a water source, and I'm going to cover it, don't you worry, and then we're going to require a Draconian seed, and unfortunately all of these guys are 10-10-10, but it is not a problem because if we plant it down, without the crop sticks, it will lose everything. So if we put you over here, with an imaginary time block, you will spread. So now, if we have a mechanical user and we put you on left click, activate, block with an item. Okay, so you will harvest it. How do we plant the crop sticks? Place block? I don't know how to put down crop sticks. As usual, you don't have to be a rocket scientist. A mechanical user can plant down crop sticks. The only difference is there has to be a 1 block distance. And I think what we're going to have to do is that we're going to have 16 mechanical users, 8 of them will be used for planting down the crop sticks and 8 of them will be used in order to harvest them. And I'm going to put them on pulse mode so that we would be able to control them with a timer. Actually, this was far more easier than I thought. First off, I thought I'm going to need timers so that I can switch the redstone between these mechanical users which are going to plant the crop sticks and the ones which are going to harvest them. You don't need anything at all. They are going to be perfectly synchronized if we do it like this. We have 4 mechanical users over there which are going to plant crop sticks on these blocks that you see over here. So if I give them crop sticks, they will plant it. The setting for these guys is use item on block, right click, and the setting on the one which is going to break it is activate block with item, left click. And as long as this guy has crop sticks, this will grow every single time. And of course I do have an item collector over here which is going to collect the Draconium Essence, the Draconium Seed and the crop sticks. I am actually going to void the crop sticks as well as the Draconium Seed to a trash can, and you're going to need speed upgrades, obviously. We just need the seeds. And for the crop sticks we're just going to use an energy condenser with a few compressed obsidian. And this is how fast it's going to work. Which honestly isn't that bad. And all the seeds are going to be exported into an ender chest and into our ME system. So it's not exactly a work of art, but it will do its job. I thought I have extra mechanical users, I have extra conduits, and I have an imaginary time block over here, so I just extended it by 4 more blocks. And this is the speed that we're gaining the seeds, which is honestly not that bad. Therefore we should not worry about this gear anymore, but we do need 1000. Oh, we can make 2. Since our Draconium guy is already done and instead of 16 I made 60, we can use this one for the seed. The Spectre coils are also done. Very good. I dropped it. No. I dropped the gear into the void. It's okay, we're going to get more, but that was a very stupid move. I was going to try and say that we have 8 hours until day 1000, and by that time I should be able to at least make 1 chaos plank, because we're not that far off. Just as a very small recap, we have 4 ingots over here, which are going to be used in the recipe of the chaos plank, correct? And we're going to need 16 of each one of them. And each one of them is going to require 9 different materials. So we need to make 36 different materials. Out of these 36 different materials that we're going to need, we have done most of them, and the remaining ones are not going to cause us any problems. For instance, this guy is going to require crystal ingot, and it has EMC, so it's easy to do. Or this guy is going to require ender chest, which has EMC. Or this guy is going to require ME gas storage component, which is expensive, but it has EMC. So we're fine. There are only 2 components which do not have EMC, and we have to address them today. One of them is tar, and the other one is pink slime ingot. And the main question is, where is my creative tank? Oh, it's up here. Okay. Tar is not going to be that difficult because we can use liquefacted coal. And if we put you over here, we have a creative tank full of liquefacted coal. I'm not exactly sure. These drums are actually very good, but can we have a quantum tank and then fill it in with a creative tank? Yes. Holy. That's 2 million buckets. Can I break you? I remember that these guys used to crash your game. This is why I was worried. Anyway, if we put liquefacted coal in a fractionating steel, we have a 75% chance of getting a tar and a bit of naphtha. We don't need the naphtha, so we're going to avoid it, but we are going to need a few fractionating steel. And this is literally our last gear slot. A fractionating steel was a quest. This is such an easy setup. We're just going to have our fluid tank over there, which also auto outputs. Nice. I don't know if 10 of them are going to be enough or not, but we're going to start with 10. Yeah, I would say 10 might be enough. Maybe. I'm also not exactly sure if we need the naphtha or not, but I'm keeping it anyways. Let us also fill in another quantum tank for pink slime, so that we can also make the ingot. These are fluid sieving machines from Industrial Foregoing, and what we have to do is to just provide them with iron and some speed upgrades, and it will infuse that iron with pink slime and it will give us the pink slime ingot. For the iron we're going to use an energy condenser, obviously, and you're going to need speed upgrades, round robin, and with power this is the speed that we're getting pink slime. It's not the best, but it's faster than our singularities, so it should be fine. Since these guys are not the fastest machines ever, even with speed upgrades, I thought instead of having 4 of them, we shall have 8. And we're only going to require 16,000 pink slime ingots and not more, so this speed is not that bad. We also have 190 chaos catalysts and 11 chaos ingots. So if I'm not wrong, next episode we should be able to make at least 2 chaos planks, but we also need the mana pool. We only have 1. But that is something that we have to figure out in the next episode. Oh, and by the way, before we wrap up the episode, there is something that I would like to mention. I get a lot of comments that which mod pack are we going to play after Project Ozone 3, and I was thinking that maybe at any given time we should have 2 mod packs. One of them will be adventure based and one of them will be an expert mode mod pack, so that I can alternate between the mod packs and not get burned out on one single mod pack. So if you have a mod pack in mind, you can just suggest it, and then later on I'm going to make a poll so that all of us can vote on it. Just remember that if you're suggesting mod packs, one of them should be an expert mode mod pack or something technical, and the other one should be a kitchen sink or adventure based or something similar, because it's not very good for my health if I do 2 expert mode mod packs at the same time. I might die, and I don't want to. I love myself. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Till the next one, bye bye.